assets geographically positioned around the city that are ready to go. And we have our public safety on standby. And tomorrow they will be out in force, looking forward and leaning forward for this. And so really, I don't have to go too much into the weather because I'm really happy. Lauren Nash is here, a little local reference. Any meteorologist with the name Nash in New Orleans is probably going to be good for us as a community. She comes from Tallahassee Weather Office. She's worked Sandy, she's worked Michael, among other hurricanes. So she hit the ground running here in New Orleans with Sally. And so with that, I would just say, Lauren Nash, please, if you'd come up and give us a little weather update, and we can go from there. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, and thank you for those introductions. Hopefully I can help amplify some of the message that's already been said here today. As Madam Mayor said, Delta is still a Category 2 hurricane and is expected to still strengthen. It's going to make landfall as a strong hurricane somewhere in south central Louisiana. As we've been talking about the last few days, even though the center line is to the west of us, these tropical storm force winds extend almost 130 miles out from the storm. And that's why the city of New Orleans is currently in that tropical storm warning. We expect those tropical storm force winds to begin as early as Friday morning, probably pick up and increase through the day, and eventually taper off by Saturday morning. We also have the storm surge warning in effect, especially for the areas outside the risk reduction zone. And I just urge everyone to listen to your local officials in terms of evacuation and what to do under that warning. As Madam Mayor mentioned, because we are in that kind of front right quadrant of the hurricane, tornadoes are going to be a threat here locally. These would be relatively smaller tornadoes, but the key here is that these tornadoes and hurricanes can form very quickly and usually will only stay on the ground a few minutes. So it's really important for everybody, if you do get a tornado warning, which would alert on your phone if you have your wireless emergency alerts turned on, and will also be sent out with the NOLA ready alerts, go into an interior location on the lower floor of your house and stay away from windows. You won't have a lot of time to make these preparations, so make sure tomorrow you all stay weather aware and know what to do if a warning is issued. Other than that, we just want to make sure the whole city remains aware and stays safe and expect some impacts tomorrow.
Thank you, Lauren, so much. And I'm going to ask Bob Turner, our Superintendent of Sewage and Water Board, to come on up.
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you.
So good morning, everybody. As you've heard from every single person that's been here before me at this podium, we're still not out of the woods on this. And we're all taking this very seriously. And so, we are still in the monitoring phase, and we're still preparing for any of the impacts that might impact our area. And that's particularly applicable to our drainage system right now. And so we've been inspecting our canals, testing all of our equipment, making sure that we get everything in tip-top shape in preparation for the potential rain event that may be coming our way. With that, I will also say that, we realize that probably the worst part of this storm is going to be affecting our neighbors to our west. And so certainly we're thinking about our neighbors and keeping them in our prayers. So as of yesterday, we now have all 99 of our 99 major drainage pumps in service. About 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon, we finished testing a pump at Drainage Pump Station 7. Pump tested well, and so we returned it to service at that time. We still have one underpass pump out at Press Street. All the other underpass stations are in good working order. In terms of our power, turbines 1, 3, 4, and 6 are available for use. Turbine 3, of course, emergency use only. And we also have all 5 of our EMDs available for use. And all that equipment has been tested, and we're going through additional tests again this morning on much of that equipment. Once again, our neighbors around the Carrollton Water Plant, we realize that the EMDs particularly are very noisy. We apologize for that, and we appreciate the way that you've been bearing through this on these really heavy rain events. As I mentioned in previous press conferences, we recently completed one of a major project that is connecting turbine generator number 6 to a frequency changer at the Carrollton Frequency Changer facility. Again, that work has been completed. We went through a series of tests yesterday, and that new feeder is now in service. And as the wind conditions get worse, we can take energy power, turn energy power off at that facility, and then power that facility using turbine generator number 6. Regarding staffing and departmental preparations, we're still conducting daily emergency meetings, and we will continue to do that until this storm passes and the threat is gone. I would say that we've had numerous meetings with all of our staff in preparation for having to gear up and put essential personnel at all of our facilities. At the present time, we don't expect that we're going to have to gear up to what would be considered a normal hurricane, but we're ready to do that in case we have to, and we can definitely man every one of our drainage pump stations, including the ones that are normally unmanned. As far as customer service department will remain open all day today. Tomorrow, we'll have to play that a little bit by ear, so stay tuned for later on this evening if we have to make a decision about perhaps closing that, depending upon what or how this storm evolves over the next 12 hours or so. So, again, as I mentioned yesterday, we make a really strong effort to collect all of our data as these events progress and report out to the public in as near real time as possible. If you want to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, that's at SWB New Orleans. Take a look there. The one caveat is the information that we put out there is the best information that we have at the time, and so we want to get that out as quickly as we can. So take a look at that, and if you have any concerns, have a look there, and you can see what's going on at the Sewage and Water Board in particular. And with that, that's all I have.
All right, Mr. Superintendent. All right.
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
All right, so I'm going to ask now our Director, Tyra Morris, to come on up. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Good morning, everybody. Because this storm does have an increased risk of tornadoes, OPCD will go forward with our plans to elevate the agency to level 2 staffing tomorrow. The reason we're doing that is just a single instance of a tornado, even for a few seconds, could overwhelm the 911 system. So we want to make sure that we have the staff in place to answer that call and get you the help that you need. A couple reminders, though. 911, of course, is for life-threatening emergencies only. What is considered life-threatening in a storm like this? Flooded streets is a life-threatening emergency. Please dial 911 to report it. Of course, as we say every time, do not drive through flooded streets. Turn around, don't drown. And finally, in the event that a tree falls or a utility pole falls, if it falls in a home or a power line, please call 911. Do not try to remove it because we want to make sure the wires are not live or that no one is trapped inside the home. Again, we're ready, prepared. 311 is available in the event your catch basin needs to be cleaned. We're providing those requests to DPW in real time, as well as any other tree emergencies or vulnerable trees you find. Please call 311. It's available 24 hours a day. And one final reminder, because it's fairly new to our community, you can also text 911. You don't have to always call. We say call if you can, text if you can't. But if you call us and we have a major influx of calls because of some activity happening in the city, if it's not life-threatening or a text is appropriate, you can also text 911. You'll get the same service you get if you call. So that's all I have. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Ms. LaTanya, this really does complete our update at this time, and we'll take questions if there are any.
The applicant. For Hurricane Laura, the city sent assets and help out to Southwest Louisiana. Are you guys in a position to do the same thing now? And if so, what help will you be sending?
Well, we are in a position to do so should we need to, and ramp that up as quickly as we need to, as we did with Laura. And that touched multiple departments, from EMS even to code enforcement. Inspectors are still on the ground there. Colin, you want to speak to this? Just anything to add?
Absolutely. So we maintain what's called a mission-ready package for swiftwater rescue, urban search and rescue, collapsed structures, anything like that. And we submit that to the State Fire Marshal's office, who controls the search and rescue at the state level. If we get selected for a package, if any requests come in, that's one of the official routes. But unofficially, obviously by state law, we have mutual aid, and any requests we will look at and do whatever we can to help. And actually, I think Tyrell might want to talk about, he's already on the ground ready to go to take 911 calls from other parishes if that happens.
So for Hurricane Sally, we actually did receive a request, and we sent a team for a week to Alabama, Baldwin County, to stabilize their system and make sure they can meet their people where they are. Same thing applies. I do run the statewide emergency response team for communications, and this morning I placed that team on pre-alert. What that means is, similar to what Director Arnold said, we also have a mission-ready package inside the National Emergency Management System, so at any point in time, we could get a request for Southeast Louisiana or anywhere in the nation. But the team this morning met, and we're ready to go at any moment.
Thank you, Tyrell, and even to add, as it relates to any, evacuees that would need to come our way, based on how we have already, been set up, then we're in good shape to receive, should that need be there. Thank you. Good to see you. All right. All right. Well, thank you all so much. And I was listening to the Zulu King before I came out here, and I got the beat, talking about the Zulu King. And I'm thinking about our King Rainey, who we lost last night. And so I wanted to extend my condolences to the family on behalf of the entire city of New Orleans. And King Rainey was my first king under my leadership as mayor. And, when I got here, they gave me a history lesson. And Mr. Becknell, and how the king would be greeted, by the mayor, and have coffee and tea cakes and the like. And so I said, well, I'm going to make sure I set it out for Zulu. And so now I'm on their #1 list as being the mayor who provides continental breakfast. So he said, we didn't get breakfast, but with me, they get breakfast. And so it really is just an honor and a privilege to have been able to extend that love to King Rainey. And again, my condolences to the family, and God bless us. Thank you.